And we are live. Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Forever Sports. It is Monday Night Rugby, and it is the SA Under-20s taking on Argentina, the Los Pumitas versus the Junior Boks in a bid to try and make the Under-20 World Championships final. And I'll tell you what, the way that this Junior Boks side has played, it would be a travesty not to get into that final. They've definitely been the form team. They hammered Australia in the first game. They very much hammered Scotland in their third game. And in the middle there, they beat England, the current reigning champions, very convincingly as well. So heading into this final, full of confidence as we are underway on the right-hand side over in Italy. And it's the first touch and a decent clearance coming from, looks like, I think it was Jaume Mentu. And as I said, a very strong showing from this Junior Boks side throughout the tournament, and trying to make a bid to win this tournament for the first time in 13 years. Looks like an early knock on there coming from Los Pumitas. And we will have an early scrum as well. No gimmicks needed or anything like that to try and get this early scrum. We have got exactly what we wanted, nice and early on, quite organically, which is good to see. So now, very, very simple equation. Win the game, get to Saturday. If we win this, we will be in the final against New Zealand on Saturday evening. And, yeah, cheap, I tell you what. We've been waiting a long, long time to win this, to try and win this tournament, and I think it's been very frustrating that it has taken us so long, because we've produced in the time multiple World Cup winners. We talk about us having such a strong schoolboy system. We talk about us having all the facilities, all the systems, but we just not really ever delivered on this sort of age group in a long time. So first scrum looking pretty solid as well. Hashim P, one of the form players in the early rounds there, goes straight to the big Albiesta in the centres. And I think what's been very nice as well about this junior side is that they've played very good rugby, very attacking natured, and they've been really good to watch. This man in particular, Hashim Pete, has lit the tournament on fire. In fact, had more meters gained in this tournament than Anton Dupont did when he was playing at age group level. So hopefully it's some good things to come. And kicking behind there by Hashim Pete, and the reply going to the hands of Vusi Moyo. And he goes deep down. Not big of a crowd over there. And it's either Italy are playing at the same time here in one of the other playoff games, which probably explains the lack of crowd. And eventually, Los Pumitas will find touch on the halfway line. Opportunity to set up a decent set piece. Right, and, well, it's a contest in the air, and he goes down quite hard, does JJ Turan, but seems all right at the moment. Big carry coming around the back there from Minbelele, but it's a good tackle. RMP now going. I'll tell you what, three players you want to watch out. Oh, this loose trio for the Junior Boks, and that man there, Kola and Yali's had a very strong tournament as well. As Vusi Moyo goes on the right-hand side. Cheswell Houston will give chase. Well taken, and Pumitas now will cut on the left-hand side. It's a big man. Solid carry there being done by Felipe Ledesma to the right-hand side. And, going into this game as well, solid tackle coming, as the fact that we're going in as the highest-ranked side. So Argentina actually went through by virtue of being the best-placed second team, and the Junior Boks finishing with the most points in the number one position in our pool. Here is Mentu with the scrum cap, looking for a decent clearance on that right-hand side. Will find touch up towards the halfway line. So far, doing the basics well of the Junior Boks. Going to put out a poll asking who you guys are supporting. And which of these players would most excite you, really, watching the junior setup? That's the big thing. Who are you going to see as future Springboks as they go to the front of the line there, do Argentina to the right-hand side? Once again, a good carry there coming from Santiago Nera. To the boot goes Rafael Benedict. But that's a pretty awful kick to us. Skewed off to the left-hand side of his boot and gone out on the full. So it'll be a Junior Boks loud. 5 meters into their own half. Argentina conceded that possession. So an opportunity there for the Junior Boks to get a bit of ball in hand inside Argentina's half, which we actually haven't had so far today. Menebelele needs to have a strong... Oh, in fact, we're going further back here. So the mark has actually changed. Go to the back of the line there, and that's very well taken by JJ Turan. Now the Rolling Moors going up towards the 10-meter line, past the 10-meter line. Trying to keep it up top, and they're still going out of the Junior Boks, trying to replicate their senior compatriots, which had a very strong maul over the weekend. Still looking pretty good, Joe. Once comes the call, still edging forward, though. A couple of these Argentinian players probably need to get out to this as the referee. No, they come through the middle, have they? Potentially might be conceding turnover ball. We are going to concede turnover ball. It's not a bad maul. I think just as we lost momentum, probably missed the opportunity, really, to try and get the ball out. But Gerald almost says, good luck, boys. Make us proud. Bokke early on. Daniel DuPont saying, good luck to the Junior Bokke. And Tobacco saying, good luck to the Junior Boks. Please do smash a like on the video if you are joining us this evening. Batubile Hlaklani, what a player he is. And was part of the side last year that came very close to winning this, but couldn't quite get over the line in the end. He'll be desperate to try and get his hands on that trophy this year. But we'll have another scrum of just past the 10-meter line. It will be Argentina to feed the ball in. And looking to try and get the ball to the back very quickly. Argentina, but there's pressure coming in now from Herman Lubber. It's a good scrub down the right-hand side. And just going for distance here is Rafael Benedict. Gathered by Cheswell Yusta. He's got plenty of pace. He's going to kick deep, though. Happy to play both the territory game here are the two teams. And that's why. Kick is skewed off the left-hand side. Not his best kick there for Pascal Sinalosi. And it'll be a net gain for Junior Boks, who are back to more. It's just ahead of where they started that line earlier. Past the 10-meter line. So the call coming. Being given to Menendala by Simpura Ingobeze. Looks about a 6-man larger for the Junior Boks. Riding also at the back, but once again it goes to JJ Turan. This time down to Hashim Pede. Hashim Pede goes inside to Cheswell Yusta coming off his wing. Clean ball available for Pede. And it goes to the captain, Riley Norton. Strong carry from him towards 22. Good work this year from the Junior Boks. Once again on the left-hand side. Batubile Hlaklani now. Powers through. Just short of the 22. Pede decides to change direction. Mlaba gets a lot of work. This is number 8. Clean ball once again. Menendala. To the right-hand side. Good angle being run there, but it's a good tackle on Dimitri Erasmus. Vusi Moya looking for options. I'll be Bester. Mlaba gets to off that away to Vusi Moya. Vusi Moya dabs it in behind. Oh, I tell you what, almost in the hands of Yaku Williams. First on coming from white, then a knock on from yellow, from green. So it'll be a scrum for the Junior Boks inside the 22. Good option that's been employed by Vusi Moya. Just a little bit of space, dabs in behind. Yaku Williams got very good skills. So we saw him score one of the best individual tries you'll ever see last week against Scotland. Time back on, a couple of opportunity to get some water, but the referee wants to keep this going. So it'll be a Junior Boks scrum inside 22 on the far left-hand side. So plenty of space on the right-hand side to work in. I'll tell you what, looked very comfortable to Herman Lubber in the earlier scrum. Free kick coming. Hashim Pede wants to look to take this quick. Does take it quickly. Let's go. Sanders Hashim Pede. He's off a gap. He's off a gap. Gets to off that away. And I'll be best over. Hashim Pede, I tell you what, he is something special. He just sees space so well. Took the tap, looked to his right, looked at options, glided through. As soon as he realized a couple of other defenders, looked for the options, pops it up to Albie Bester. Albie Bester goes straight through. Very easy this far in the Junior Boks, but Hashim Pede just lights up so quickly. And then offload, chicken wing pass there. Albie Bester comes inside. Under the poles he goes. This will be easy as you like for Fusimo. That's the start we want. And I'll tell you what, Hashim Pede, you're going to see him at the Lions very, very soon. He's got lots of competition ahead of him. Morne van den Berg potentially being named in the Springbok side tomorrow. You got Nico Steyn, who's already been invited to the SA alignment camps. Vusi from right in front. We know he's got a 60-odd meter kick, and he's actually launched that into the parking lot. Maybe not unnecessarily. Come on, man. I don't have that many ball boys here. But he's a very, very good goal kicker as Vusi Moore. Had a very good tournament after some conditioning issues down in Gqeberha. He's looked like a proper player in this the World Championship, and just so good there for Hashim Pede. As soon as he realizes he's not going to get there, looks for the offload, comfortably gets it out of his back of his hand, and I'll be best to strolls through. Now underneath the bounce to Tlhakane, it's a good take, and he's up to run it and changes angle straight to Tlhakane, looking for options. Goes to the right side, and then sets out the loose for it. Lava, look at the pace of Lava. He's just going running back to Hashim Pede. Hashim Pede comes inside. Hashim Pede under the poles, and the Junior Bokke score from kickoff. Give them the trophy now. That is coast to coast. I mean, that is just space, awareness, skills, desire. I mean, everything you could possibly want to try. That, I mean, Broughton Nagari, it's the awareness here. And Lava, good show of pace. I've been speaking, waxing absolutely lyrical about this boy. And look at the ball back inside. Hashim Pede as well. Steps back inside. He's going to try assist. He's going to try within 2 minutes. There we go. Let them cook, boys. Let them cook. At the heart of everything good, Hashim Pede. Vusi Moore just running down the clock here. And it's right in front of the poles as well, so this will be no issue for him whatsoever. Over it goes. 14 points in 11 minutes. And I'll tell you what, that second try is proper. And I think this is what's so exciting about this particular group. The skill set. The skill set is so good. It's not just the fact that Bile Tlhakane is an absolute unit of a man. Makes the break. What's the first thing he's looking for? Support. He's got the right hand pass in him. Wandile Manlaba. Here he comes. Here comes back as Tlhakane and throws somebody down. Doesn't manage to make the break this time, but sucks on a few defenders. And looking around outside our own 22. I'll be best to let it go forward. In that case, probably not making the right decision here. Now, Argentina will look to try and attack. It's a big tackle though coming from Ingobeze. As he throws down Rafael Benedette, but Argentina now on the front foot. Drifting left and right is Rapetti. The big tight head pick up and go, and Riley Norton knows he's offside. Try to put his hand up, but he did influence plays. A penalty advantage there for Los Pumitas as they lose their feet. Lost a bit of momentum here, have Los Pumitas. To the right-hand side they go. Not a good pass at all, but it's a good pick up down the right-hand side. Into 22 they go. Yaka Williams is over that ball. No advantage as the referee. They'll go back for the penalty. Maybe, you know what the problem is? You can't have the good with the bad. So I was about to say maybe not the wrong idea to try and run it out of the 22, but we've done it so well this tournament. Give them a license as far as I say. JP jumping in saying Lions becoming the scrum off factory for SA with all three options, though who will be looking to leave for a starting spot. Yeah, I mean, it's a big balancing act that Cash and Roy and the coach are going to have in the upcoming season, trying to find a way to use all three of those players. Because I'll tell you what, Hashim Pede looks so ready at this level. Morne van den Berg has been so good. Nico Steyn has never looked bad. And Sparrow says, Lady Passion Brew, yeah, well, you know what? I love watching the SA U20s. I love watching our next generation of hopefully World Cup winners. And especially because I think last year, you know, the last couple of years, we struggled a little bit. Last year, we looked a lot better. But just we haven't been able to dominate this competition. And I think that what really frustrates me is the criticism the individual players get. And I don't think we've ever had a problem with the ability of these players. I think it's just sometimes a coaching issue in terms of being able to first select the right players. And once they're there, to play at the highest level. So 3 points coming from Argentina. They get on the board. To be fair, it would take 14 points to 3 after about 30 minutes. So, yeah, not the worst result. As Vusi Moore will line up for his first restart of the day. Shapes go down the right-hand side. Does go to the right-hand side. Chesel Juster will give chase. And a lot of pressure there's Benedict as he gets his clearance away. It doesn't find touch though. And Mentu will have an opportunity to try and counter. He's got Voici Moyo in front of him. Musi Voyo runs into one, bounces off, still going. It's a nice carry from him. Quick ball here from Hashim Pede. Riley Norton looks to straighten. Left hand side, P goes straight to Mentu. Mentu first receiver. Jordan Parr pops it up, and the ball's gone loose here. Turnover ball here for Los Pumitas. Nobody back. And sends it deep, does Pascal Senalosa. And looking for that 50-22, and I'll tell you what, the ball, bounce the ball, almost doing Yako Williams, who does well to get back. And he's just looking for a touch here as Yako Williams. Doesn't look like a bad touch finder either. I think it's actually the Argentina's half. Very nice clearance that from Yako Williams, who I tell you what, if you didn't see his try last week, go and have a look. That try against Scotland was superb. The winner of this game will face New Zealand on Saturday at 8:30, I believe it is. So tell you what, if we do win, it's going to be a long day of rugby. We've got France versus New Zealand in the morning. The first British and Irish Lions test versus the Wallabies. Bokke game at 5. England Argentina at the same time as potentially the under-20 final. So lots to cover. And we'll be covering all, of course, on Forever Sports. And it's a free kick there for the Junior Boks. Not going straight, so we'll have the scrum here coming from Argentina. So a couple of errors creeping into Argentina's side. They've definitely been far less clinical than the Junior Boks have early on. And the main thing is that the Junior Boks have capitalized on the little bit of momentum they've had early on. Try and get a third try within the next sort of 10 minutes, and all of a sudden that passion will only grow. And that's the big thing, especially Argentinian sides, who we often describe as being very emotionally driven, very passionate. Those sort of teams, you want to try and get an early lead and try and sort of make them feel that they can't win the game as early as possible, because as soon as they sort of start riding a bit of a wave, they can become very, very difficult to beat. Good scrum needed, chap. We have yet to have a scrum penalty, but Herman Lubber's doing a good job. Ball available for Hashim Pede. Right, Vusimura, what's he going to do? Looks to see a bit of space. I think it's going to go far too far, to be honest. Bounce of the ball comes back, actually, so it's almost going to work. And it's going to work. Yako Williams says, thank you very much. Well, I tell you what, we had no right to score that. The bounce of the rugby ball, I mean, as he kicked it, I thought Vusimura has put that too deep. I mean, it must have bounced about half a meter away from the try line. It bounced back inside. Argentina were too slow to react. Yako Williams' chase was timed to perfection. It's just bounced back inside, and on the second bounce, bang! In front he goes. Try number 3. And we could not have asked for a better start. We're not even 20 minutes in. We just scored our third try under the poles once again. We're going to be 21 points to 3 up within 18 minutes. I mean, he's definitely trying to wait that kick to Vusimura, but he could not have dreamed for a bit of bounce. And straight over the top he goes. I mean, who's not had a good moment so far in this Junior Boks side? I'm literally going through every single player here. And maybe Dimitri Rasmus, we actually haven't seen really get a chance here, but everybody seems to have had a decent moment somewhere in this game. And Gobeza's had a nice tackle. Menabelelis had a couple good lines. Herman Lubbers looked good at scrum time. Riley Norton's had a few nice carries. Jaya Turon's been good at the line. We saw Batabile Klikani leaking up with one D11 Lava. Hashim Pede, try, assist, and try. I mean, it's been an all-round performance, and we haven't even had 20 minutes. This time, not making any mistake. It's Hashim Pede. Oh, in fact, I think he's been charged down. So not trying to take any chances, but making the mistake. But turnover ball here. Now Cheslo Juster. Under a lot of pressure. Ball available on the 22. I think Pete will just go up to Riley Norton here, his captain. Just ask him to set up a clean wall. And if I'm Hashim Pede, I'll be looking at Vusi Moyo saying, come on, get into the pocket here for me. Last time my box kick was just charged down. He's going to go back to his box kick as Hashim Pede. This one looks a lot better. Hasn't been charged down, so my definition is better, and it's not a bad box kick at all. Heath Curry saying, how much do you think the baby box shave improved since their third place finish in the U20 Championship? Chalk and cheese, as far as I'm concerned. Last year, we saw moments, we saw a bit of individual brilliance, but I don't think we've seen not even the togetherness, but just how clinical they've been. You know, as a unit, we just looked so good this tournament. We attack well as a unit. Everybody seems to be on a similar sort of wavelength. And I think the Rugby Championship, the U20 Rugby Championship, is paying absolute dividends because we're getting far more opportunities to play as a team, and we're seeing this come. And now comes the penalty for not releasing on the halfway line. And I think that's the big thing. Nobody's ever really doubted the quality of player we've got available in this country at this kind of age. You know, we watch our schoolboys every weekend and we're sitting there going, there are players out here. The issues always come with trying to get them aligned and playing well together in a short space of time, because we don't have a under 26 nations, and that's why the European side always look very, very good when it comes to the under 20 championship, because they've played together. They've had a bit of almost a pre-season or pre-tournament opportunity. We've never really had that. Now we brought in the Rugby Championship. We've had far more under 18 camps, under 18 games. We've had under 20 tours, for example. This is why we needed them, and now we are really starting to see the effects of that. 21 points to 3 in a semi-final, looking very comfortable. Let's not take our foot off the pedal. Let's just keep building on this as we then lose the line out. First big mistake we've really had so far today. But Argentina still under a lot of pressure inside their own 22, so put a bit of pressure on the kick and we'll still have a lance and an opportunity to try and redeem themselves. But first real mistake of the game coming 20 minutes into it. I can't be too upset with that, especially when JJ Turan's almost over that ball. Now goes back to Benedict. Not much of a chase on him. He's got plenty of time to find that clearance. Won't find touch though. Jeswell Yoster. We all know how much pace he's got, and he wants to put his head down. Gets away from one. Brought down though. Ball available for Hashim Pete. Goes back to Mentu. To Mvusi Moyo. Long pass out wide to Jaco Williams. Jaco Williams, in fact, it's Erasmus. Now it's Williams. A bit of a fumble. Steps away from one. Does well in the circumstances. Jaco Williams already scored a try so far today. Now right to Norton. Fumbles again, but regathers and finds a yard or two. Pete, quick ball. Gabezi pops it up to Tlekani. Spinning in the tackle. Advantage, I said, I think he had first go beyond the ball, says the referee. Penalty. Now, decision time here for Junior Boks. It's right in front of the poles. I don't see why you wouldn't take the 3, to be honest. I mean, 21 points to 3. You could be 24 points. No, Vusi says, into the corner we go. We are riding this wave into a bigger lead. I like the confidence. Right, there we go. Last line that we lost. So let's see if Sipasito Minabelele can find a good... And it goes back to Mlaba in the back of the line. And I tell you what, there's not too many people in front of Batalakani. We're just short here. Pick up and go on Mlaba. The advantage for offside. If you roll the dice here, ready for the Junior Boks. Is that ball going to become available? JJ Turan's trying to get his hands through there. And he goes and he dives over. Try number 4. I mean, there's no bonus points in semi-finals, but can we just call the game off? You know, there's no need to play another hour or so. Let's go back and have a shower. Let's go back to the team hotel because we're 26 points to 3 up in the semi-finals. I mean, we just saw a really close game between New Zealand and France in the earlier semi-final. This is one-way traffic. And Vusi Moore is going to have his 4th attempt here at goal. And we haven't even hit 25 minutes. I mean, this could get big. This could get seriously big. And I mean, we've scored from a free kick. We scored from inside our own 22. We've scored with a kick over the top and chase. We scored now from basically a rolling ball and then pick up and drive. I mean, how many different ways are we going to be able to score tonight? And Vusi Moore says, thank you very much. He adds his 4th conversion of the evening, 28 points to 3 after 23 minutes and 20 seconds. I had a good feeling coming into this game. I was confident because of how good we've been. And we're going to go into a drinks break. Kevin Foote, I'll be very surprised if we had a speech waiting and ready for a 23-minute conversation where we are 25 points ahead. I'll tell you what, Rassi Erasmus is sitting in... Where's he now? In Mambela. Watching this with a branders in hand going... 2031's looking good, boys. 2031's looking good. And this is the big thing, you know. And a lot of people have been calling us arrogant, but this is why we're so excited about rugby in this country at the moment, because We truly believe we are in our golden era. And it's not just about being, the best team on an international point of view from like the Springboks, but the schoolboy talent coming through. The amount of rugby players we're exporting, inverted commas. Even the stark improvement we've seen from our Springbok women the last year or two as they're starting to try and improve. The Blitzboks being so good at the moment. We really feel at the moment we're in a bit of a golden era for SA Rugby. A bit like New Zealand kind of felt probably about a decade ago. And what's going to be so important is how we capitalize on this. It's one thing to have the players, have the talent, have the coaching IP. I think that's the big thing as well. We're sitting and looking at our different coaches and going, we've got the IP to get the best out of the players we've got, and we know we've got some of the best players in the world. So if you can put it together, there's no reason why we cannot dominate all different facets of the game internationally. Our next big step is to try and become more competitive in the URC and the EPCR, Champions Cup and the Challenge Cup. How do we get that right? How do we really reinvigorate the Currie Cup? Because, that's an important competition. But you look at the players coming through here, and there are so many of these players that we will hopefully see in the Currie Cup. And if we can sort of really get the Currie Cup up and running once again, the Varsity Cup's really entertaining to watch. You've got the Young Guns, for example. We've now got a women's division. And this is why SA Rugby are capitalizing so much commercially as well, because the value of SA Rugby, especially the Springbok brand, but the value of SA Rugby is going through the roof because it's not just about Rassie and the Springboks. Look at what we've got over here. Look what we've got in our Blitzboks side. Our women's side really starting to show they could potentially be a top 6 team in the world in the next few years. I think this World Cup's going to be one too quick for us. Bit of a messy restart, and eventually Argentina do gather. But I do think we can be competitive with the women's rugby within the next couple of years. Awful passing behind, and this is the main thing I've talked about. Especially at this level, where there's not a lot of experience because they are so young. If you can get on top of them early, then you can start to make them panic. And something like that's just a very messy play, passing behind. It's gone out to the full, down out to it's Junior Boks. At the moment, the Junior Boks can't do anything wrong. And at the moment, Argentina is starting to do lots of things right. Ride that momentum. Keep riding that momentum. Get to half time with the score. And you should really have one foot in the final if you do. Going for the rolling Moya. Batalakani going up and gathering that. Ball pops up though, but penalty, says the referee. Anthony Bomberg says there are some Junior Boks. Rassie has to fast track in the Boks squad. Well, I'll tell you what, they are. I mean, something like a Hashim Pede. He looks like the real deal. Batu Tlakani, he's going to be in that Boks setup in the next few years. He's got the physical attributes as well. He's going to, I think, be a superstar. I think that Wandile Mlaba, what a player. He looks full of running. And I think he's something that hopefully, again, we'll start seeing a lot of these players in the Currie Cup. And I'm really excited to see them in the Currie Cup. Plays for Western Province, Wandile Mlaba. And I don't think he's actually played a game yet for them, but will likely be involved in the Currie Cup this year. A lot of these players coming from the Varsity Cup. Hashim P was a Varsity Cup star, playing his rugby for Wits, contract to the Lions. Now to the front of the line, they go to Vusi. They read it absolutely brilliantly, though, do Argentina. And the referee actually gives a free kick for not going past the 5 meter, I think it is. But I'll tell you what, really good awareness that from the tight head, Thomas Rapetti, because he read like a book and he lined up the Cardi and nailed him, but didn't go past the 5 meters, so it didn't really matter in the end. And then they don't find touch. That's a big mistake. A really, really big mistake. That's a good kick coming from Wusi as he sends it back. Taking their time here, Argentina, with the line out. Just trying to get themselves sorted. Need to just find a couple of basic things to go right for them, do Argentina. Try to focus on, I always say set piece. I always say when you think things are going wrong, go to your set piece. And things like that, getting a free kick, because what we call booking, you can't make those mistakes because, you know, if you're really struggling in general play, your kicks aren't finding touch, you're not getting over the advantage line. You kind of look around, everybody kind of looking around, looking for something. Well, what's going to happen? Set piece. Every passion play begins with a set piece, regardless of what type of set piece it is. You've got to try to focus on that. Give yourself some platform. But I'll tell you what, the almost worked out really well. Junior Boks put that up in the air as Vusimura. Cheswell used to charged really well, and the ball's gone forward, I think, from Cheswell. So I think it is a knock-on advantage for Argentina, but they're back inside their own half. So I'll tell you, he's had a couple of nice tackles here. So there's Sapir and Gobez there. Now back in the pocket, not the best pass. Deep kick not coming from Argentina. Having to go back is Vusi Sends it downfield. Entire Junior Boks has been put on side, but the kick comes in behind. It's a bit of a kick tennis here at the moment. Now Mentu spots a bit of space on the left-hand side. Just trading blows here, and I think Argentina now will particularly look for touch. Sinalose sends it downfield. Will find touch. Pretty good territory gain that from Argentina, but it will be Junior Boks to feed. Aldion saying, which provinces JJ Taron contracted to? He's going to play some massive rugby for the Boks for years to come. Great in the loose as well. He is contracted to the Bulls. As far as I understand, unless he's changed, but he was definitely a Bulls player. Good luck trying to crack into that Bulls side, though. You've got JF van Heerden, you've got Reynard Ludwig, you've got Ruben Nokia, Kubas Visa. But nice players to be able to learn from and to try and contend with. And there is JJ Taron, goes up and holds on to well. Got two good locks here in Riley Norton and JJ Taron. Taron's been very busy so far this evening. Hashim P now wants to go to the boot. And he does, off he goes. And Yaka Williams is going to give chase. Yaka Williams is well placed. Goes up early to Yaka Williams. And then the ball comes back into the hands of Riley Norton. One of the most talented 20-year-olds sportsmen in the country. Played SA Under-19 Cricket World Cup. Now playing and captaining the Junior Boks at the U20 Championship. And I'll tell you what, not too many people get to say they've done both of those. He has decided to pursue rugby, which I think is an interesting decision. Because financially, it's probably the wrong decision, to be perfectly honest. Not to say you can't make money, but look at how much money, for example, Andre Pretorius has made, and he's not even 20 years old. Riley Norton, big hitting all-rounder, could have made good money as well. So, yeah, I think that was a very interesting decision for him to make. He's gone down to Marty's. Stellenbosch will play for Marty's in the Varsity Cup. But has basically shelved the cricket dream and decided to pursue rugby. What if he plays like USA cricket or plays a couple of games here and there? Just, why not? Right, scrum here for the Junior Boks. And it's a big scrum coming from Argentina. It could be a penalty for him. It is a penalty for Argentina, and that is a big, big win for them. I spoke about trying to get back through the set piece. A scrum like that gives you a lot of confidence. Now, all of a sudden, they can sit there saying, you know what, actually, let's start getting into this. Let's start getting our scrums right. Let's start getting our lineouts right. Find avenues back into the game. I always think you start at your set piece. Runal saying, what channel is on DSTV? I'm on 211 on the rugby channel. There's 10 minutes left of the first half. Right, towards the 22-meter. I really, really think it's important that the Junior Boks don't concede before halftime. At 28 points to 3, you couldn't have asked for much better. And Mlaba, penalty advantage. It was silly from him. In fact, that's actually Ole Anyali taking the man beyond the ruck. Another penalty. Back-to-back penalties for Argentina. And I'll just chip into the corner here. And what's so good about the start that the Junior Boks have had, even if they concede a converted try, it's still 18 points the lead. So they rode that 15, 20-minute wave so well that they've now given themselves such a good lead. And again, you can see the penalty try here, or try, converted try, penalty try, whatever. You get down that thing, you get a penalty, we'll take the points. And we'll just keep building that lead. We'll make it 21 points, And you can't do that all game, concede 7, score 3, but you've given yourself such a big platform that you can really try and do that now. So you're looking more this far. Argentina's got to the right-hand side, but there's so many players in there. Now it's stopped. Referee's got his arm out for penalty advantage. I don't think they're going to be able to go down the right side. Maybe they have a second go at Argentina. It's just short. It will be a penalty. I don't see how that ball's going to come out. They do award a penalty. And the referee might have to have a conversation with Ronnie Norton. I don't think we'll have a card just yet, but this will definitely be a warning. Yeah, saying there's a couple of infringements in the row. Yeah, the last one. So this is the official warning to Ronnie Norton. Right, back into the 5-meter line, yeah. Contested by South Africa, but they missed it to the Junior Boks. Ball comes loose, but backwards is the referee. It's a horrible. No, yeah, comes the call from the touch judge. Knocked on by Argentina. Big moment in the game that. Argentina scored there. And they might feel that they're not quite done yet. They'll still have a big mountain to climb, but they'll feel, boom, here we go. We can kind of get back in the game. Now, with about 7 minutes to go, Junior Boks have an opportunity to have a go at scrum, try and see if they can win a penalty or something, get themselves out of danger, keep that lead nice and big. So a bit of a break and play. JJ Turan is down and getting a bit of treatment. Hopefully nothing serious. Had a strong game so far. If there's anything serious, get him off. We need him for Saturday. So it looks like he will be able to continue. We'll restart with the scrum once he is ready. So he needs to make sure. No, is he actually? I think he might be. No, he's limping his way back to the scrum. Not really what you want to see him. Not really what you want to do right at the back of being down injured. He's got that heavily strapped to his ankle. Big scrum needed here from the Junior Boks. They've yet to get a scrum penalty this evening. Last time they had a scrum, they actually conceded a penalty. Looks like a good Argentina hit once again. Actually, Peters get the ball out. He does get the ball out. I'll be Bester. Comes back on the angle. Ball available for Pete. Vusi Moya back in the pocket. Vusi Moya evades a few defenders, then eventually gets the kick away. It's not his best kick as Vusi Moya, so not completely out of danger are the Junior Boks. Up towards the 22 meters. Good chasing. Good pressure there from Argentina. Not a bad clearance, though. He was under a lot of pressure, was Vusi Moyo. Ball available on the right-hand side. They're trying to work at Argentina right up against the touchline. So stay in field here, our team, but they're doing well with the running more. Now they do use it. And they've used him a lot here as the Desmond. Nice big ball carry, the number 12 for Argentina. Inside 22, though. Counter ruck coming and having to adjust. Takes into contact. Does Alvaro Garcia Landolino. Nice tackle there from Mlaba. JJ Turan assisting him with the initial hit. Now the big man. And I think he's lost the ball forward. He has lost the ball forward there. Has Augustin Garcia Campos. The big number 8. Going nice and I think it was Batipila Kakani who made the tackle. So coping with Argentina's attack so far are the Junior Boks. They're definitely being probed at the moment and under a little bit of pressure, but so far surviving. Come, big scrum needed. Big scrum here, lads. Under a lot of pressure to scrum all of a sudden. Right to the right hand side, Vusi Moyo. Kicks deep. Very big kick. Up toward the 22. Going around it back here as Sinalosa. No, puts it in the boot. Chasing hard here as Timoteo Silva. And Riley Norton, I'll tell you what, if it was under the night sky when it was a white cricket ball, you'd understand why I took that's a long pass out wide left hand side. Mlaba with a goose step. Pops it up to Jaco Williams. Oh, Williams loses forward. Back into the hands of Hashim Hughes in front. Can seize the penalty. It was a great take that from Riley Norton. The inner cricketer in him really coming good there because he's actually taken out a little bit by JJ Turan. So he's kind of like in mid-air when he takes it. He lands a bit hard as well as Riley Norton. It's a great kick. Goodness me, it's a phenomenal kick on there. Putting themselves on the 5-meter line. He kept trying to go sometimes a little bit too much, did Rafael Benedette, but this time he's absolutely nailed it. He's put Argentina on the 5-meter line. 3 minutes to go. Can the Junior Boks just hold out this extended passage of pressure? They've got such a big lead at the moment. It wouldn't be a travesty if they can see, but it would be a really big moral boost if they go into halftime knowing that they were under siege for a good 10 minutes and didn't concede any points. Go to the front, and it's a bit of a shit move. They get an initial run on. I think they might actually go over yet. No. Penalty vote. Oh, and the ball's gone loose. I think we're going to see a yellow card here. They're broken. I'll tell you what, it's a phenomenal tackle. And they lose the ball forward in the tackle. But I think we're going to see a yellow card. And Superior Ngobiza, he's not happy with that. He's saying, excuse me. He's protesting his innocence here, his Superior Ngobiza. They're going to have to go upstairs, I think, to have a look. So it was actually Minambilele who they thought it was, but it is Ngobezi himself who's going to get yellow carded. So it's exactly what they didn't want to try and do, but exactly what they have done, as they can see that yellow card has of the Junior Boks. So I'll finish the half with why is my yellow card gone to red? And straight over the ball, they're going to get his ball down. They do get the ball down. A bit of a double blow that Ngobezi goes to the bin. Argentina score immediately. 28 points to a kick to come. And it's Augustin Garcia Campos at the back of the Rolly Maul who dots it down. Frustrating after all that time that they have conceded the Junior Boks. It's impressive from Argentina to just keep going. It's a pretty good set move, actually. They have a bit of a dummy jumper, then they go towards the back, and Junior Boks just so slow to react. So we will concede just shortly before halftime. Kick to come. Relatively straightforward. 90 seconds left on the clock. This kick to make it a 18-point game. Yep, does get it. So they do reduce the lead for Junior Boks to 18 points. Less than a minute to go. So Vusimora just needs to go nice and deep with his kickoff and just get to halftime at 28 points to 8. To 10. And just gotta now negotiate that yellow card a little bit and probably just play a playoff rugby in the second half. Get your penalties, take your 3 points. 30 seconds left on the clock. Looks visibly upset, disappearing Gobeze. His head is in the shirt, and Argentina do find touch from the kickoff. And I think the Junior Boks will just slow this down and then take half time. You can just see Vusimora just saying, let's slow things down, just calm down, have the line out. Let's let the siren go, pop it out into touch, go into half time, regroup, restart the second half. We played so well in that 20-minute period. No need to panic whatsoever. And they've lost the line again. So this is what I'm saying. A couple of worrying signs. Losing the scrum, losing that line, penalty advantage, so knock-on advantage here for Argentina. And I think Argentina will just put this into touch here. No, penalty, says the referee. Taking that man out in the air. Discipline. Allowing Argentina an opportunity to get back into this game. Bit sloppy, must be said, in the last 10 minutes here from the Junior Boks. And then the last thing we can do is undo the good work we've just done. That's a pretty good kick, that. Come, just get to halftime. The only nice thing about this is we can kind of run that yellow card down a little bit, but we can't afford to concede before halftime. Then all of a sudden, Argentina will feel they have momentum going into halftime. Not what we want to be able to give them. Go to the front of the line. We don't compete looking for the running maul. No, they do use it to Argentina. Long pass out wide, and it's Ledesma. Big tackle coming from him on the midfield. Now, good line being run. Good tackle there coming from. And I think there's been a knock-on in there. No, says the referee to the right-hand side. Good tackle there coming from Yaka Williams. Argentina keep the ball alive. Going himself. Solid carry there coming from Repetti, but it's a good tackle as they try to hold him up. Still going as the big tight head. Eventually brought down. Big defense needed here from the Junior Boks. Good carry there coming from Thomas Dander. Penalty advantage. Once again, another penalty conceded. Discipline. Awful from the Junior Boks in the last 10 minutes. And now they've got, thankfully they lose the ball forward, but they've got the number. I'll tell you what, big decision here from Argentina. Do they go for the 7 points? You get that, if they can get a converted try, it's 11 points at the break. You're feeling 11 points, you're still in this game. Take the 3, 15 points. You're now thinking with 2 converted tries and we're 1 point behind, which is a lot. But you were at one stage 25 points behind. So if you're 25 points behind, you go into half time at 15 points behind, you might be sitting there saying, you're almost in this game. They have gone to the corner. I think he's kicked it dead. He's kicked it dead. They keep searching for it. And I think that's a mistake. I personally think taking the points would have been the right option. Right, 28 points to 10. Difficult to be critical about the Junior Boks after that incredible 20-minute period. They were under a lot of pressure in the last 10 minutes. They've got a man down. Halftime could not have come at a better time for us, really. Regroup, reset, let's go in the second half. Gonna have a quick break, and then I'll chat to you guys all soon.
trying to protect your soul.
And we're back. And the Junior Boks, and a bit of pressure in the end of that first half, but that brilliant blitz in the first 20 means that we are still a good 18 points ahead of Argentina. Right on the front foot as well. Hassan P getting involved. Bachelakani gets away from a couple. Still going as Bachelakani. Started a brilliant try in the first half, but playing with 14 men now are the Junior Boks. But we're going to try and get on the front foot early in the second half. I think it's very important to score first. And almost a bit of a knock on there, but backwards coming. Ball available for Ashton Peed. Pops it up to Riley Norton. Riley Norton in the 22. Solid work there so far. And concedes a penalty to Argentina. The Junior Boks discipline really letting themselves down toward the last stage of that half. And I think it's very frustrating. Sort of last 10 minutes. Need to be a bit careful. You know, we started so well, built that lead so quickly. And then, unfortunately, towards the last stage of the half, just kind of let Argentina back in the game. So, got to make sure that we don't let anything slip here. Also going to try and get Superior Ngobese back onto the park, and that'll be on in about 3 minutes' time. Junior Boks back towards the halfway line. And I think the big message at the Junior Boks team talk at halftime would have been stay calm. Just stay calm. You blitz them early on. You've got that in you. You know that you can score tries here. Get back to basics. Sort out the scrum. Sort out the line out. And get yourselves back into this game. You score next, for example, and just knock the wind out of the sails of Argentina. Argentina score next, and all of a sudden they'll start feeling confident of a bit of a comeback, and we can't afford to blow what was a 25-point lead. Argentina go to the boot, and this will be a test for Vusi Moya. So Cheswell Juster actually takes it very well. This Cheswell Juster. Vusi Moya there to try and help clean up. Ball spins across and out and available for Hashim P. But surely that's offside. Referee, the referee, are they going to score Argentina? Oh, indeed. I think he's actually lost it forward. Well, they've butchered that, completely butchered that. It'll be a scrum for their Junior Boks, but goodness me, that could have been awful. So messy. The ball skewing up the side, and it actually was right there just to be picked up and dove over. That's all they had to do. The ball comes spinning out while it was offside initially, if it went back, so this actually probably wouldn't have counted. But in theory, just had to pick it up and dive over. Couldn't manage to do it going back, because I think they would have probably said there was a knock-on in the build-up. And we're going to have a change here. It looks like, obviously you have to bring in a scrum. So Mlaba's going to be sacrificed so that we can bring on Oliver Reed at prop. We'll see Ngobese back on the park in about 2 minutes' time, and Mlaba will come on. He's had a very strong game. Got to try and settle these things down. Dion saying, come on, Bokkies, don't let yourself down by bad discipline. And Lucas Acosta saying, Vamos, Argentina. Listen, I'm a big Argentina fan in general. Love the different teams. Love the supporters when I saw them in France. Not tonight, unfortunately. We can be mates again after tonight, and we can go into the Rugby Championship alongside each other. Tonight, I don't want to see any sort of Vamos Argentinas out here. Need to just try and see us scoring points against them. Scrum's gone down. We'll have a reset. Oliver Reed's first scrum of the evening. Scrum, and to be fair, we spoke about the fact that get your set piece right, it gets you back in the game. The momentum that Argentina conjured up all came from a scrum penalty they had inside their own half. Massive scrum, penalty, got to the halfway line, another penalty, gone to the 22, and that kind of sort of started a bit of the rumbling of momentum that they really carried through. Now, they've only scored one try since then, but it's been all Argentina in the last sort of 15-odd minutes, even maybe a bit longer than that. And the Junior Boks, for all that they couldn't do a thing wrong in that first 20 minutes, haven't really had much of an answer to it. And they just need to find small ways to get back into this game, get themselves back a bit of momentum, and just try and just get some points on the board, really. And there's a penalty at scrum time. That's exactly what we needed. Larry's saying that break all momentum. Very true. We had that water break, and at the water break, we were 28 points to 3 up. And we're all over Argentina, and that was probably the perfect opportunity for Argentina just to calm things down. And the water break for the temperature not coming at the right time for us, unfortunately. But no excuses. 25 points up. So we've just got to find. And now, again, for me, it's play of rugby. It's get into the half, win a penalty, take the three. Build this league. As Superior Ngobese comes back onto the park so we can remove that yellow card. Oliver Reed, Buster, he will go park. He was ready to come on. Right, Superior Ngobese back on, 15-on-15. And it's a good take from Watchalong. Down from Hashim Pede. Ali Bester down the midfield. Ali Bester almost bursting through, making a few yards. Hashim Pede goes back to Vusi Moya in the pocket. Vusi Moya goes down the right-hand side. A bit of territory needed here from the Junior Boks. Swirling in the night sky. Back inside. Just taking his time here is Rafael Benedette. And he will find touch in Junior Boks territory. So at the moment, I think that's what they've done exceptionally well. After being under a lot of pressure, they've kicked well for touch. Right up into that last penalty where they actually kicked it dead, thankfully, for the Junior Boks. But they've managed things very, very well, have Argentina. They've definitely won at points the territorial game. That's a very messy line at the back. The lines have been really, really poor in the last while. And he comes in quickly there, did Erasmus. Looks a bit dazed. And a bit of space all of a sudden for Ledesma. Herman Lubber initiates the tackle. Got to fix our set piece. Scrum's not really working. Line's not really working. And you take away those two things, and you can struggle. Ball goes back inside. And turnover ball here for Jaco Williams. Looking for the options here. Leaves the ball behind. Olenyali on there quickly. Ball available for Hashim Peed. Wants to go on the blind side. Realizes there's no space. Goes to Ryan Norton. Ryan Norton, just solid carry from him. All you need, just a couple of phases here now. Maybe just keep things a bit simple. Pops it up to Vusi Moya poorly. Again, just keep things a bit simple. Yeah, but here comes Erasmus. He goes to Mentu. Mentu's got Cheswell Yost outside him. He decides to put on the boot. You know that Cheswell Yost got plenty of pace. But back is Spinalosa, and he gets away from one. Ball back inside. Argentina inside their own 22. Ball's out. Ball goes back. A bit of miscommunication. Cheswell Yost on him. Good defenses here from the Junior Boks. Ball available for Argentina, but deep inside their 22. Good pressure this now on the Junior Boks. Now you put pressure on the goal on the clearance. Try and force a poor kick. Now it comes and it's actually a box kick coming from the replacement scrum off. Valentino Vijado. He does find touch. It should be about the 10-meter line. So a bit of a territorial gain there from the Junior Boks. They'll have the feed, the line, but the lineouts have not been good enough. Early on, we had some very nice lineouts, and Sibasito Menembelele was finding his lineout. We kept going to the back line to Jadja Turan. It was working quite well, but we've lost at least 3 so far, and the last one was went straight over the top. Once again, ball straight over the top. I'll be best of them running onto it. Cheswell Yosto had that right-hand side, and penalty at the breakdown. Again, and you can see the frustration coming from Hashim P there, just saying what is going on basically. Set move over the top. I'll be best. It comes back inside. No cleaners. Ball started on the ground. Discipline has been awful. I think if you actually look at like the last 5 penalties, I'm pretty sure at least 4 out of the 5 will likely be Junior Bok penalties. Having a look here to see if I can actually find that stat. Yeah, the last 5 penalties, 36, 37, 40, 41, 41, all South Africa. Then there was the scrum penalty from Argentina, but now another penalty against the Junior Boks. And it wouldn't surprise me if Kevin Foot looks to go to his bench quite quickly. He just needs a bit of a boost. You got players like Dominic Malchus, good player. Oliver Rees had a strong tournament. Jean-Andre Schoeman's a nice player. Matt Romeo, he's a good player, big man. If they're rolling more here as Argentina, and looks pretty well set here as well. They've got the run on the Junior Boks, a bit lateral, but it is going forward. Now starts to stop. Out says the referee. It's just stopped by 22. Now starting to move forward once again. Now penalty advantage. Free roll the dice, and there's so much space on the left-hand side. I tell you what, they should score with the amount of players they've got, and it's just going to go out. I'm not sure going to the boot was the right option. Thankfully, they'll go back for the penalty, but at the moment, we've got to see some replacements. The Junior Bok pack is being outplayed here. We're losing the lineouts, we're losing the scrums, we're losing the rolling moors. We've got to make changes here. It was all going very well early on. It's not going well here, and we've got to respond to those shit. I'd love to see us be brave and just make the big changes, you know? Because at the moment, it's one-way traffic, and we don't really have an answer here. Well, there it is. There's the answer. All 5 forwards. In fact, no, Keanu Everson's coming on as well. That's a big call, because to remove Hashim P off the way he's played today is a very, very bold call. But let's see some of the players coming off. Batu Tekane coming off. Mlaba coming off. Jadja Turan coming off. Very big calls being made by Kevin Foot there. And he's backing his bench. In fact, it's not Keanu Everson's coming on. It was Stefanos Linda. We have gone with the 6-2 split. So we're looking to try, and they've got to the short side. They're going to go over here, Argentina. Or are they? Are they just short, in fact? Just short here, the Los Pumitas. Desperate defense style coming from the Junior Boks. That's a nice hit. It's a brand new scrum here. Advantage, penalty offside. We need to be careful. We might see another yellow card here. It's against, we keep saying 7. It can't be 7. Still advantage here. Not much give at the moment. Now, Ledesma. Ball over the top. Bounce to the ball. Not really favouring Argentina, but ball over the top once again. And there's a man in the corner. Then Argentina surely going to go over. No, I think they are. I think they're over in the corner. Argentina go back-to-back tries. It's in the corner. The referees blow twice as whistle. Yeah, surely we're not going to see a yellow card. They've just scored off very, very rarely that even if you're on a last a warning, when they score, you kind of tend to forget the yellow card. So we have to wait and see. I don't know if we're having a look here. Ball over the top. There's plenty of space. Misses the first tackle. Almost makes a good tackle coming across as Vusi Moyo. Trying to have a seat to see if it might be a yellow card. So kick to come, and that 25-point gap has very quickly faded to currently a 13-point gap. Kick to come. Doesn't look like we've conceded a yellow card. But we need this replacement pack to step up here because at the moment it's worrying signs for the Junior Boks. Well, all the talk about bomb squads and 6-2 splits and the likes of that, they have brought on the entire bench, bar Jean-Jay Skuman. And that kick's looking pretty good. Looks looking pretty good. Straight through the middle, right from 25 points up. Just 11 points now, the lead. And what a comeback it's been Argentina. You've got to score next now. You have got to score next. You have got to reply. And this pack needs to stand up because at the moment we're being bullied. And you don't want to see a South African pack being bullied. So let's see what we can do. Good contestable restart that from Vusi Moyo. And that's looked like a knock-on from Argentina. It is a knock-on. Right, come on the front foot. Yeah, P, looking for options. Sends it out long to Vusi Moyo. Vusi Moyo goes short. Bester, almost through. Bester looking for options. Just short of the 22. P now to the right-hand side. Oliver Reed. Let's see if this new back and forwards can add a bit of a spark to this blitz in this Junior Boks side. P goes short. Almost a bit of a fumble there from Winnebelele. Penalty advantage from the referee. Free roll of the dice here. Space a little bit there for Erasmus. Ball available. Vusi Moyo. Winnebelele. Just short of the 22. Much better ball retention this time from the Junior Boks. Still penalty advantage. Vusi Moyo goes on the... That's not a good pass. And Matt Romeo cannot hold on to it. But they'll go back for the penalty. I tell you what, I'd almost pretend to take the points. Just take the points at this stage. That wasn't the best pass there. Taking the points here, I think it's the right decision here. Just calm things down. At the moment, it's an 11-point lead. Let's get that back up to 14 points. Score some points. Vusi Moyo makes no mistake. Thread over it goes. A lot better there. And just slow things down. Get ourselves back a bit of momentum here. And there's going to be a couple of change there for Argentina now. It'll be interesting to see when they start to put on their pack. But at least we responded. I said that we had to offload the bench. Said that things weren't going well. Bringing on 5 forwards in the 15-minute mark. Jean-Jay Skuman still to come. So Sibosito, Minabele, Riley Norton, and Ole Nyali remaining on the park. Oh, and then he's gone straight through the hands there for Matramera, and you can't do that. No, he says off the chest there, so he's gone away with that, has the number 20. Now, showing goal with Mentu. Mentu, look at the points here for Mentu. Ball back aside to Reed. Oh, there we go. The Lucy getting involved. Out toward the 10-meter line. Quick ball here from Pete. He's a bit of space down the right-hand side. Not the worst option, not maybe the best option. Could have held that ball in hand. They could have Hashim Pete. But he backed the pace of Cheswell Yoster. The ball just got a bit ahead of him. Right, Ledesma goes short. They go short to the Argentina. Big carry. Good carry that coming from Thomas Rapetti. He's been good today. It's tight. But penalty at the breakdown. And I want to say that it's Jean Erasmus who's gotten that. The tighted over. Now, here we go. Take the points again. There it is. Get the T on. There we go. Now that is an important patch to play. It's not massive. Look, it was a really good break initially to get ourselves in there. But the important thing is now 6 points within 6 minutes. Re-establish that momentum. Get yourself a bigger lead. We were down 25 points down to 11. Now we can get back up to 17. Just keep yourself further and further away. And Imbolele's down. We see a bit of treatment. Might not be long until we see Jean-Andre Schoeman come onto the park. Looks like another change coming for South Africa. Looks like Jean-Andre Schoeman will come onto the park. Come, just slot this, start, re-establish the dominance. Wrestle that that momentum back. Wrestle, build that big of a lead back to where we want it to be. Vusi Moyo has not missed a beat so far tonight on the tee, and he continues to do just that. 34 points to 17. Much better response to this. And again, as I said, it's player of rugby here. All we're doing is taking the points here. We're just taking the points, slowing things down. 23 minutes to go. 17 points the lead. Slow everything down. Playoff rugby. Even if we win this by 3 points, just about getting to the final at this stage. It's a bit disappointing the fact that we had that lead and we kind of allowed Argentina back in. But let's see now how we can respond. Because now the pressure's been back on us. So far, we responded relatively well in the last 6 or so minutes. Let's see how we can continue to do that. Now, Hashim P looking for a good clearance on the base of the ruck. Does find touch halfway between the 10 meter and the 22. Right to the front of the line. No competing there from the Junior Boks. Once again, looking to that Rolly Moya, Argentina. This time, Junior Boks look pretty well set. Now starting to find a bit of momentum, but it's pretty lateral at the moment. Come through the middle there, I think, as the Junior Boks. Is the ball going to be available? Is it going to turn over the ball? Ball is available. They use to the right side. Ledesma once again. Nice tackle there coming from... I think it's actually one of the replacements there that came through. Could be Stephanus Linder who made that tackle. Now turnover ball here. Now a bit of space. Jacob Williams goes. It's Erasmus. Erasmus got the ball over. And Bristow, has he got the pace? He is going to go over. There it is. On turnover ball. We've been so good on turnover ball. I have the Junior Boks. The transition from defense to the attack has been where we've really been able to capitalize. I'll be best to goes over. That should be game over. We forfeited a 24-point lead, got it back down to 11 points, and now we've turned it on with a really good work from Dimitri Erasmus into his inside center partner. I'll be best. And all of a sudden, we basically managed to cancel out 11 of the 14 points gained on us with a kick to come to potentially make it 13 of the 14 points that we've conceded unanswered. We had 14 unanswered points against us. Now we're about to score potentially 13 unanswered points against Argentina. And that's how you wrestle the game back to your mix. And that will just completely break the back, hopefully, of Argentina, because it was a 17-point lead. Now we're talking about a 23-point lead, kick to come, which is another good one from Vusi Moyo. 41 points to 17. That's the kind of gap we're looking for. And again, now it's just back to basics. Manage the game. Manage the game. We're going to have another break. We're going to have a drinks break, which last time really affected us in the worst possible way. Right, so cooling break. I don't feel like we need a cooling break. I mean, the sun's down. It can't be that hot over there. I refuse to believe it's that hot. Come on, lads. Just keep doing what we're doing then. Last time the cooling break was basically where we started to let the game slip. We've now managed to wrestle back some momentum. Let's hope that the cooling break this time is going to allow us just to calm things down and go back to game management mode. Play the territory game. Kick the points. Build this lead. I mean, 41 points, 17. I'm no longer stressing. I wouldn't say I was ever really stressing. I was getting frustrated that we kind of let them get back in. But we responded well so far. And now, just need to keep on that pressure. It's been emphatic. I mean, 41.17 is emphatic at this stage. But let's see if we can just keep. And I think what fills me with a lot of confidence for this weekend is the response. We were under pressure. We put on the bench. We wrestled back a bit of momentum. We took our chances. And very quickly said, no. You're not coming back. They had about a 20-minute period, really, even longer than that, where they were coming back. And we were kind of at nowhere. They made the changes, and we said, right, no, not happening, actually. And I like the way we responded. Because you win tournaments by being able to respond like that. You win tournaments by being able to absorb pressure and then put it back on them. So we did that very, very well. Front of the line, though, Argentina from the clearance off the kickoff. To the left-hand side, they go. To the right-hand side now. Oh, I tell you what, it's a good run, Masvidal. He's been very, very good. Sinalosa also looks like a proper player there, the Argentina number 15. Caught a little bit on the ball there is Gal Gavin. A knock on in the tackle as well. There it is. Now starting to force some mistakes. And there are going to be a couple of changes. Da, 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 da. Bit of a break in play as we get a couple of replacements onto the park. Just slipping in here. Just need to like settle myself. I need to add a bit of stability here inside the studio. We're gonna have a reset there at scrum time. So now we're in for what potentially gonna be a very long day on Saturday. What a cool day though. We're gonna start with New Zealand, France, mentioned. We're gonna have first test British and Irish Lions, Boks versus Georgia. Very interested to see what that team's gonna look like. We'll know about that tomorrow. And then the day will finish from a second point of view with what we're counting. I mean, touch wood. I'm counting my chickens now. They haven't hatched yet, but I'm counting them. With a South Africa versus Argentina, so South Africa versus New Zealand final. And it's a penalty for Argentina. It's gone down the far side there. It'll be one of the work cards, I think, during the week was to try and find out what's going on at scrum time. And the New Zealand coaching staff will be watching this game intently, sort of saying, right, well, listen, I reckon we can get involved in the lines. I reckon we can get involved into their scrums. Go to the back line. It's a good line that from Argentina. They've had a very good set piece, which has really given them the chance. They got a penalty advantage here. They went to the back line, set it up pretty well. And their break. And their break is a good tackle from Cheswell Juster. Ball available. I'm not sure if it's an advantage. They're just pointing where the offside line is. No, there is the advantage for offside. No, there definitely is an advantage. Argentina just short once again. Good defense so far from the Junior Boks. They're a little bit over eager, so they are playing under penalty advantage. But holding firm, holding firm, holding firm. Another advantage. This is now for not rolling. Oliver Reed doing his absolute best to get out from underneath a host of Argentina players, unsuccessfully so. Another pick and go. Still no success. Now they're trying to use it. And it's a half tackle. Wrestling hard as Zachary Williams. A couple of players coming to help him out. Still a penalty advantage, just says the referee. At risk of another yellow card if they don't be careful. The Junior Boks. Short. Hold firm once again. Actually, I don't really have the time to be able to sort of waste some time trying to score tries. We got less than 15 minutes left. Another pick up and go. Just throws a couple away. Has another go. Just short though. Another just closed. Once again, they go to the back line. Ledesma, ball back aside. Ball over the top and into the corner. Oh no, he slipped. Just short. How have they not scored? Forced backwards. Still advantage, says the referee. It's the second try they've probably butchered so far today, Argentina. This is good defense, though. Good scramble defense. Now to the left-hand side. Kick over the top, and Cheswell Juster's there. Sebastian Peter actually gets his hand to it. They go back to the penalty. That's about 4 minutes worth of defense that they've held firm. And we have got the yellow cards. Oliver Reed there. You feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he made the tackle, was found underneath the ruck there. Referee said another penalty advantage, and now he's been binned for it. Not a hell of a lot he could have done. So both loose heads, interestingly enough, getting yellow cards. So we'll play 10 out of the final 14 minutes with 14 men. Discipline's definitely going to be a big work on ahead of Saturday. Yeah, I mean, you got to feel for the man. I mean, there's no way he's getting out from under that ruck. And it was just a continuance of penalties coming from the Junior Boks. So back to the yellow card. Looking for, I think they're going to pop into the corner there, are Los Pumitas. Just taking their time. Do. Right, pop into the corner. 14 minutes left on the clock, and Junior Boks with a pretty comfortable lead at the moment. But they'll want to test themselves here because, tournaments are won about how you can respond to pressure and how you can cope with pressure. And they've been under a lot of pressure recently. They've coped relatively well, but now back under pressure, and they're still a line out. As Alvi Bester comes away with the try scorer. Straightens, offloads. Tuchezwa Juster in the tackle as well. Pick up and go from Kola and Yali. Stins away. Pops up to Ryan Norton, who's found a bit of space. Really good work. We talked about responding under pressure. Well, into the bin, Oliver Reed goes, and they decide to compete at the line. Vusi Moyo now hammers that ball downfield. Again, good response to pressure. I like that. I don't like the fact that we have allowed them to come back so many times. The set piece has been a bit dodgy at times, but we do keep responding in key moments, and that's a good sign. Fighting for every single point. That's what we've got to show. We've got to show that fight. Unfortunately, it's a very energy-sapping performance. New Zealand will also be tired after their win against France. Certainly not as straightforward as this. This time, no competition, looking to try and stop them all. We do stop it successfully, though. The Desma pops it up. Options here. Good tackle. Up to his feet quickly was Kola and Yali. Looks a real good player, I tell you. The entire back row does. Now, options. Argentina got a bit of space. Ball gets knocked down and deliberate, and in fact, offside. So, he's just working a bit on the offside at the moment. A little bit over-eager on the Junior Boks. Dion Morris saying, don't cry for me, Argentina. Keegan David says, what's up, bro? It's been a long time. Boks are back in the game. Yeah, I mean, slight slip, but we managed to respond quite well. And we've actually been under a lot of pressure, but coping with it relatively well, running down the clock. Definitely not panicking. Vusi Moyo getting a bit of treatment. I tell you what, I'll get him off. Wrap him in cotton wool for Saturday. And I think that's exactly what Kevin Foote has decided. So here comes the final replacement. I'll tell you what, the one thing I will say about Vusi Moyo, needs to work on his fitness. And I mean, he does seem to cramp up quite a lot. That's Vusi Moyo. What a player he is, though. What a player. And look, he's young as well. So you'll work up that fitness. He's definitely got a lot better from that rugby championship where there's the whole memes about him cramping up on the halfway line, the likes of that. But he does need to work on the fitness. He's got everything he needs to play at the higher level. He's got a brilliant boot. He's got the BMT. He's kicked beautifully off the tee. He's got the physicality. He's defended very well. He thinks about it. He's got everything. He's got all the tools. Get that fitness sorted. Get him into that shark side. Let's see what he can do. Going for the rolling more, but not particularly well set as Argentina. Now been brought down. Legally, says the referee. And turnover ball. That's really well defended. Here they said, we're not doing live interviews with the team again. We'll be talking about the Boks. I'm obviously not in Mbombela. As you can see, I'm in the studio. But we are in Mbombela, so we'll have press conferences all week. But yeah, we're working on a couple of things in the background in regards to potential shows and the likes of that. And trying to sort of decide what kind of format they want to come, and hopefully we'll be able to get some players onto those shows and some ex-coaches and the likes of that. So, turnover ball, form the Junior Boks, be able to have the scrum just run things down. Now, Superior Ngubezi is going to have to come back on. Oliver Reed, ironically, actually had to come on to scrum when he was in the bin, and now Superior Ngubezi is going to have to come on because Oliver Reed's in the bin. So, trading places at the moment are the loose heads on that sin bin. And as you can see, Vusi Moore has had so many points in different things that he actually doesn't even fit. I mean, I can no longer fit my South Africa team in the space there. It's just rude. It would be fine if they removed his middle name and it was just Vusi Moyo. They're going with a full Vusi Simpiwe Moyo. Didn't help the studio setup here. Brennan says, I hope they choose the right players versus the All Blacks and knock on advantage here. It's a free kick, actually. And the referee picks up and puts it on the mark. Argentina pick up and go. Oh, Calvin, the big man, but a couple of Junior Boks. And this is what you're never going to have a South African who's going to take a step back. The big man takes a tap and says, I'm going to run over you. And the Junior Boks, like most South Africans, take that personally. So it's defended well so far as we head towards the 70th minute. Relentless defense at the moment. Argentina are not letting up. Credit to them, they fought all day. Yeah, he says it's fine, actually. He's actually timed it perfectly. Very good work there. And he's turned it over. That is brilliant. Matt Romero timed it perfectly. He went through and said, ref, he's taking it out. The referee says 100%. So then he grips him, holds him up. They've turned the ball over. And again, big moments, pressure moments, turning the ball over, finding a way to stay in the game. Ryan Orson getting a bit of assistance, struggling with his boot. Can't untie the knot. The man can play cricket for South Africa under 19s. He can captain the Junior Boks. He can't tie shoelaces. I guess you can't have anything. What's something I've got in him, maybe, Maybe I wouldn't struggle. And King Davis says, Scrum future number 9. Yeah, listen, he is proper, is Hashim Peed. Had another very strong game this evening. And I think he has made way. He should make way. I mean, the game's pretty much done. Get him off that field, put him in an ice bath, put him in cotton wool, put him in like cryo freeze, and then just defrost him about an hour before the game on Saturday and throw him back out. Let him cook. Do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. Let's keep him 20 years old for like 40 years. Come on, guys, let's get this going. I've got 10 minutes left on the clock here, people. It's 10:15. People have got jobs to get to tomorrow. That's actually a reasonable crowd on the one side. It's a bit like Ellis Park, I suppose. And a lot of stadiums where the camera stands tend to be on the stand that's full. You don't really get to see the crowd. Just glad we're not playing in Stellenbosch like we usually do with torrential rainfall, mud, and the whole thing. I mean, we saw the weather at the Barbarians. That would have been the weather for this entire tournament had we done that. Instead, we're having water breaks because of the heat. Quite a contrast. All right, we're ready to get going. Hashim Peed will feed the scrum. Looks like a pretty good set. Ball available. Penalty Argentina. While South Africa were going forward, it's once again on the tight head side. So Jean Erasmus has been penalized twice. Well, I actually said Lucid coming around. It wasn't on the Lucid side, so I'm a bit confused about that. Yeah, in a scrum. Stephen, let me tell you how the first half went. We started and we cooked for 17 minutes. 28 points to 7 up. Some phenomenal individual tries. Hashim Peed finishing off a brilliant individual effort. Was started from. So we basically scored. He tapped and go. Got it through a couple of gaps. Offloaded to Albi Bester. He went through. From that kickoff, Basta Kane burst through. Offloaded to Mlaba. Offloaded to Peed. He went over. We then scored with a clever little chip over the top from Vusi Moyo, which stayed inside. Jacques Williams ran onto that. And then off the back of a couple of phases, pick up and go. to score try number 4. I said 28 points to 3 up. However, after about 25 minutes, it was all one-way traffic. After the drinks break, Argentina got into it. They scored. We got a yellow card. They started much better in the second half. And we obviously conceded. Also got another yellow card. And here we stand. But what was important, I think, was about that 50-minute mark. We were under pressure. Argentina scored 14 unanswered points. And we then went bang, penalty, take the 3. Bang, penalty, take the 3. Then scored that try. And that basically buried the game. So the important thing is Argentina have definitely tested us. This has not been a walk in the park, despite what the score might suggest. But we've responded well at key moments. But the scrum has been an issue. It's another penalty advantage. And H&P makes a good tackle to try to go on the left-hand side. Cheswell Houston needs to scramble. And that's too easy. I mean, come on, guys. Cheswell Houston's got to do better there. They basically just watched Argentina dive over. That is an awful... It wasn't even attempted a tackle. That's really, really poor. I mean, it's not going to make much difference in the end, but that was really poor. Dear. It's a good tackle from H&P initially. Lots of space, and Cheswell Houston does need to scramble, but then no one really makes much of a tackle. It's between H&P and Cheswell Houston. H&P looks dead in his feet. Get him off the field. We need a big game from him on Saturday. But there just wasn't much desire to stop that one, unfortunately. It's another really good conversion, by the way. Kicked very well for poles at both teams. I don't think we've actually had one single miss so far. The Argentina scored 3 tries and are still almost 20 points behind the game. Dominic Malchus on for Vusi Moya will have take the restart. We go pretty deep. Ball back inside. And he's kicked really well for touch, has Sinalosa. Talented player. One to watch out for the Argentina number 15. Betty Adams, the finals at 8:30, same time. So basically, you'll be able to watch the Bokke game. Hour and a half for sorting out the braai, getting the brandies going, having a reprieve, and then we go again against New Zealand at 8:30. Oh, it's a bit of a messy lineup, that. Ball's gone forward. Not an advantage. Lineouts will need work. Where we've been very good is a transition from defense to attack. Turnover ball, we've been brilliant. But set pieces need a lot of work. That ball come loose. We'll go back for the initial knock-on. This is kind of all fizzling out, really. But weird for us to struggle at set pieces. Our referee saying they can't afford to waste any time to get going here. Yeah, Larry, we've had the subs. Most of them came on the 50-minute mark when we offloaded 5 of the 6 forwards. Keanu Everson isn't on yet, but Donny Malchus came on the 68th minute as a Jean Skuman. It made a difference, to be fair. We were under a lot of pressure. Put the subs on, gave us a bit of a reprieve for about 10-15 minutes. We capitalized on those 10-15 minutes. Now we're back under pressure. Have conceded 3 tries. I suppose maybe that's one of the negative parts. But to have scored, what I think, 6 is... you're not going to complain when you scored 6 tries. But yeah, I think we could have been a bit more accurate at times. Again, start getting a bit picky. But to score 5 tries to 3, 5 conversions as well. Vusi Moya's kicked beautifully. I mean, he's had 16 points off the boot. So, yeah, anyway, with the back of the scrum, good tackle that coming through from Dominic Malchus. To the right-hand side of Argentina. Just under 5 minutes left on the clock. Back to Licani, by the way, back onto the park. So I think it was an injury there. Trying to work out who he came back on for. And... it looks like Ole Nyali, and hopefully that's not an injury because he's had a really strong tournament and another strong game tonight. Argentina still with ball in hand. To the left-hand side they go. They're about halfway between the team here. Ball comes loose, though. And almost onto it was Matt Romero. Now Sapir and Gabeza trying to hold him up, and the ball actually pops up, but into the hands of an Argentinian player. And ball comes loose once again. It's a slow motion dive, really, coming from Stefanus Linde. We do turn the ball over, and Hashim P just turns around and tries to put that kick in behind, which he does do very well. Argentina have scrambled. And straight down the field goes Similar so. And happy to find in touch are the Junior Boks. Mentu, he's not particularly happy with that. Looked really good attack as Mentu. Looking for a couple of the LRE comes back on the park, so we're back to being a full contingent. Good to see. Good to see. Right, so about 3 minutes left on the clock. Overall, can't really complain. I mean, we've tried our best, to be fair. At some parts of the part where we've maybe not been as good as we should have been. But overall, it's been pretty dominant. I mean, when you score 41 points in the semi-final, you're not going to complain. But I suppose it's a bit like Rassi Erasmus in that first game, where he said, we played well, won the game fair and easily, and we're never going to lose it. But as Argentina go on the left-hand side, oh, that's a big tackle there. Chiswell Yusta makes a decent hit. And they are scrambling here. But I'll tell you what, to be fair, if this suddenly becomes, 31 points, oh, that's a brilliant steal on the ground. Not releasing, says the referee. I think that's a bit harsh. 2.5 minutes. If this suddenly becomes 41 points, 31, then it probably shows that it wasn't as easy as maybe this current scoreline is reflecting. Argentina certainly had their chances, but that first half blitz was too much for them. And I'll tell you what, if we hadn't had that first half blitz, I think it could have been a very, very close game. But we did. And you can maybe criticize them for the way that we maybe didn't capitalize on that, but you've also got to focus on the fact that we did have that moment and have moments like that against New Zealand. We could definitely score. I think we score points against anyone if you play as well as we did in that 20-minute passage. But we've got to work on the error rate that we had today, and because we're not going to be able to get away with that on Saturday. Going for the maul once again is Argentina. It looks pretty well set, but the Junior Boks are shifting into the left-hand side. Just trying to put it towards the touchline. One says the referee. Now getting a bit of space, but they're trying to use it. It comes straight through as Bartlekani. He doesn't need to let go. That should be turnover ball. Is turnover ball. And that for me is also an important part. We've responded really well at big moments. And I think, as Argentina, you'll be absolutely kicking yourself because how many times were they in that position? How many times have they had chances to score points and not been able to take them? I think had they been a bit more accurate, they could have made a game out of this. Again, 50% Argentina should probably be more accurate. 50% good maul defense, turnover ball. A couple of key moments, that turnover lineup, for example. So we definitely responded at important times. Overall, I think there is room for improvement, but you can't ask for more momentum than scoring 5 tries going into a semi-final. That first 20 minutes, we were absolutely faultless. Now we've got and we do see Kiana Everson come onto the park for Hashim Pede. And they look like I reckon they're going to try and run down the 22. They are indeed. Erasmus with the pace. Still going as Erasmus. Ball back aside. And that's Malchus. That's Everson, actually. He's just come on the park. Ball back over the top. And we're going to go coast to coast. Ali Bester, that's a high tackle. Surely, Mr. Ref. Nope, says the ref. Quick ball here to Everson. Ball goes behind. And I tell you what, this is where we've been so good. When we have a turnover ball, and our ball knock on advantage here for Argentina, but ball kicked in behind. Chiswell Yusta, we've seen very little of him today. Maybe he's got a bit of a... Oh, there he is. He's got a bit of space. Chiswell Yusta goes shot. There it is. What did I say? I said all he needs is a half gap. He goes straight through. So Chiswell Yusta finishes in style. We will not get to 50, but I tell you what, 48 points and about to be... we're about to take the kick. 48 points to 24 is how this will end. That is a thrashing in a semi-final. Yes, Argentina had moments. Yes, set-piece issues to work on. But to have been so poor, actually, at set-piece, largely, and to still score 48 points, win by 24 points, is a very good day in the office for the Junior Boks. And I think a lot of South Africans will be very excited to come Saturday because we can take on this New Zealand side. We lost to them just in the Rugby Championship. We did also look to try and rotate. We haven't been playing our strongest side in the Rugby Championship. this under-20 championship, we've not missed a beat. Final score, 48 points to 24. The Junior Boks go marching into the final on Saturday. Make sure you mark it down in your calendar. 8:30, we're going to be here live on Forever Sports, take you through that final. Let's see if we can lift this trophy for the first time in about 13 years. People, thank you very much for joining me. I know it's been a Monday night. I was a bit late as well, but it's been fun. It's been fun. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you guys all on Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock for the reaction to the Springboks side, which will take on Georgia on Saturday at 5 o'clock. So plenty of rugby to look forward to on Saturday. People, thank you very much. Smash like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel as well. And we'll see you guys all very soon.